Sometimes we just think too much. And this week I found out that might have cost me a couple of 100 million. That sounds a bit fucking extreme. These days, even back in the 90s, generally I would just look at something and say yes or no. Specifically with business ventures. These days more so. You know, everything's online. I take a look, if it's a link or a video, and it's yes or no. I stopped doing research, I stopped thinking about stuff, just go completely by gut instinct. But back in the 90s, we were in a bit of limbo. We're in the deregulated telecoms industry. We got too many customers for a company. What does that mean? When someone says, you ask them, how much business can you handle? And they say, as much as you can throw at us. That's bullshit. In any business. Because there's a step up, there's a ramp up. It just doesn't work like that. So we took that as read, and it was telecom industry. Company had about 50,000 clients. We took it up to 1 million in 8-9 months. They couldn't afford to pay us. They were paying us in stock, and then the stock went from about $7 down to 7 cents in 2 weeks, and the whole thing collapsed. So we had a sales force of maybe 2,000 or 3,000 and nothing to do. So, we looked at a few things. Fastest growing industries at the time in the 90s were retirement homes, what was then known as the internet, or the information superhighway, the internet, and the other one was home security. So we looked at those. Retirement homes were a no-go, because what we would generally do is go out, knock on some doors. When we say we, it's usually me. Go out, knock on some doors and test the market. And I've flown all over the world to do this with certain things. You test something for a week. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, there's no attachment to it. It doesn't matter. So I didn't do that with the internet, because it was around about 94. I want to say about 94. It was still relatively in its infancy. I knew nothing about it, and as a huge technophobe, more then than ever, all I remember was a quote by Bill Gates saying it'll never catch on. It'll be a flop. So I instantly dismissed it and taught my business partners out of it. Won't catch on. Bill Gates says so. Bill Gates wasn't in the fucking internet industry. He got caught out. He was wrong. But I thought I knew what I was doing. We ended up test marking alarm systems, built. Definitely in the country of Canada, we were number one on installations within no time at all, within months, beating everyone in the industry. And we sold that company for whatever it was. Maybe $1 million, a couple of $1 million after a year or two, I can't remember. And by the time it was split, it was what it was. However, I got offered a deal for AOL, America Online as was, to do all the marketing for them. And I turned it down, and I taught my business partners out of it. And this week AOL got bought out for $4.4 billion by Verizon. And normally when I do deals with these companies, I always make sure there's a stock option, just in case they go public. I want a stock option. I want a piece of it. I don't just want the deal. I want a little piece, just in case I build something and it turns into something. And because I did a little research, and because I did a little thinking, that deal this week worth $4.4 billion, I got exactly fucking zero out of it. So, stop fucking thinking so much. Research will just go down the rabbit hole. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You can Google, are Girl Guide cookies good or are Girl Guide cookies bad? And you're going to find what you fucking want on there with anything. So, from Spanish Harlem, where there seems to be construction going on everywhere, have a wonderful day. Adios.